hello. Good morning. Don't y'all feel like we were just here? Welcome back to the 2024 President's Cup here on BC Sports TV, day 2 of a long week. Happy to be joined by the newly married man, Tino Farrow. What's up, my brother? How the heck are you?
I'm doing good. Still recovering from, the events of but happy to be joining you and Jumbo for the rest of the Prezi here.
Just confirming she said yes?
She did say yes,
okay,
thank goodness.
Good. Standing applause. First game of the day, 0-1 Edmonton Miners taking on the 0-1 Standing Buffalo Fighting Sioux. We'll have our anthems here momentarily, but thanks to CoolBet, we got odds on every single game of this tournament. There are your numbers for today's game. Edmonton Miners are a slight favorite, setting the over at 17 early on in the morning. Might want to bet the under. Time now for the Canadian National Anthem and the song of the Haudenosaunee people. Sounds like they're doing a little technical difficulties in the scorekeeper's box. Your officials today, Mark Smith, Jason Syretuck, Nate Chason, and the fourth official in the box will be Vince Burrell. Scratches. Oh, that sounded really good. Scratches for the Edmonton Miners, Jace Lysenko, Aaron Duff, Dean Farrell, Mike Seidel, Rich Laughlin, and Matt Kim. And for the Fighting Sioux, Sean Murphy, Lyndon Cups, Curtis Dixon, Jeff Shatler, Sean Evans. So the three big stars of the Fighting Sioux will get the morning game off. Frank Scigliano will be in between the pipes. And at the other end, it'll be Matty Bear, who makes his first start. And I think we just maybe move on from all of this and play a lacrosse game. I think they might have it. Gonna play it off of an iPhone. MP3 quality music here at the President's Cup. 5 games today. And we're just gonna play some lacrosse. Good executive decision by everyone made. No need to keep these guys hanging around anymore than they want to be, especially at 8 o'clock in the morning. Tino Farrow, give me your wise assessment of what we're gonna see here tonight.
I mean, hot take here. I think it's going to take a little bit of time for the two teams to settle in with it being, a brisk 8 a.m. start time. And I think we got to give a little credit to Mike Triolo as the official one to make the decision to wrap things up. Yeah. I mean, he was the one who stepped onto the floor, showing off his leadership.
Yeah, I think he went to the Sioux bench and was like, hey, we doing this? I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Hey, refs, let's get this game going.
It's a seasoned vet right there.
Frank Scigliano to our right, Matt Hebert to our left, and we are underway. Day 2 of the President's Cup. Christensen will bring it across center. Triolo strides through the middle. And pass knocked down nicely. And Christensen will have to backtrack into his own zone. Fighting Sioux defender all over him. That was Adam Saunders. And here comes the dog, Brendan Clellan. Credited with a goal yesterday in their game against Ladner. I don't recall it, but they said he did. Here's Reed Murphy, spinning, dishing to the far side. Toporowski, shot, well wide. 5 on the shot clock. Picked up by Murphy. And here come the Edmonton Miners. It's a little early for all of us.
Yeah, I said a moment ago, it's going to take some of these guys a little bit of time here to warm up. I think safe to say goes to us as well. We've seen a couple of passes fall down to the feet early.
Sonicson gets it right back. Shot. Nice save there from Frank Giuliano. He was a very busy man in their game yesterday against Ladner and did the best that he could to keep his team in it. Now he's going to have to get this ball all the way down the floor. They'll just throw it to space, and picked up by the sure hands of the savvy vet Tyler Burton. Triolo. Shot saved there by Giuliano. And a loose ball will go into the corner for Mike Kaminsky.
I think that busyness of Giuliano is going to continue here based on the early stage of this one. Triolo wanted that ball from center.
Baden Boyenko go far side. Murphy. Shot there. Is that Cullen running a shift? Oh, it is.
The dog.
The dog. All over the field early, 2 minutes in. Toporowski gets to the middle. Shot, Savvy Bear. And loose ball picked up by the Miners, and they will clear. You want to get at us on the broadcast. If you got any tips, topics, things you want to talk about, he's at Ferratino. I'm at Teddy Jenner, quickly running. Aaron Walker trying to go short side. Bear with a nice save. I wonder if that's still his bucket that he wore with the New Westminster Salmon Belly. It's the same shine to it.
You a fan of the chrome?
You know what? It's growing on me. Wait till you see Allegheny's blue chrome on their goaltenders. Baby. Inside feed, Christensen couldn't find it. Bowen does. 13 on the shot clock. Skip it far side, tuck it, shoot it, save Giuliano, loose ball. Oh, great opportunity there in tight for Sonicson, but somehow Giuliano made the save. I did some math yesterday, Tino, while I couldn't sleep. Basically combined, you, me, and Jake, going back to last week, 34 games we're going to be a part of or watching. From the start of the Minto to the end of this tournament.
I hope you got some good tea on tap at your hotel room.
Oh, it's going to be a long week, buddy. Here we go. Running. Burton all alone on the breakaway. Shot. Glove save and a beauty from Giuliano. Burton with some young legs here early on in the morning.
I think both goaltenders, they've had their saves early, but I think there's only been like one each way that's been, I would classify as an easy save. There's been some 5-alarm chances already.
Here's John Lintz. We'll give it off to Triolo and slowly head for a change. Marcus Needham. Christensen. Ball cut from Needham. Shot goes wide into the netting and out of play. And this Fighting Sioux defense standing tall early on.
Yeah, they're doing a pretty good job around the crease. There's another wraparound attempt there, but Miners are doing their work to get in tight. Just unable to, get the clean look coming around the crease that time around at least.
The big body of Baden Boyenko. Toporowski gets a couple picks. Saunders bobbled it, gets it back. Backhand flip, Toporowski goes awry, and Hebert is there to scoop it up loose behind his net. He'll go short to McFadden. Slow numbers here for the Miners. McFadden. We'll give it off to Darren Kinnear. Now Triolo. Brett McIntyre playing his first of the tournament. McFadden. Sonicson. McIntyre. Got to get a shot off. He does. Save Giuliano.
Rebound falls to the middle. A clean one for a defender to run onto. But that's kind of the first solid movement shift I would classify for the Miners, where everyone kind of got a touch. They were going east-west. That's the best they've looked to start off this game at least.
Good defensive pressure by the Miners, causing the turnover. There comes a long gate of Milne. They'll leave it for Bowen. And that shot doesn't connect. Loose ball be grabbed there by Needham. Quickly here, Bowen inside. Oh, great save by Giuliano, denying Matthew Christensen right on the doorstep. Frankie looking good early. Jake Bowen on a reset. Through a screen, put it wide. Ooh, It almost bounced off a defender behind Frankie and in, but look at the nimble toes on Big Frank.
Yeah, showing off some good footwork for his size and a good start after, I mean, as you mentioned, a busy evening, afternoon in day one yesterday. 16 goals against, certainly a stat line he's not happy about, but good start thus far at the very least.
Baden Boyenko, oh, a great save by Hebert. And running is Brett Craig. He's got DiGirolamo with him. Craig, DiGirolamo, pump fake, and he shot where he faked, and Frank made the save. But he got his own rebound. Good job there by DiGirolamo.
Brett Craig showing off his hands as well. That's a stay-at-home defender going in on a 2-on-1. Looks pretty good there.
Brett made a few forays up the floor yesterday. Sonichson. Needham. Sonichson bobbled it. Fell right to Needham late in the third. He got to get a shot off. He will. Try to go 5-hole on Chiliano. And quickly down to make the save. Now Keanu Moon, best shoes and socks in the tournament by far.
Kind of sounded like Jake Elliott now with your fashion.
Jake Chirp's fashion, I highlight it. Here's Sam Murphy. All the way behind his net. Shot there. Hebert makes the save. And he can just see the fellas trying to work the sleepy, tired legs out. As Toiaka trying to get that shot off. Late man is Triolo on the run off the crossbar. Beat Chiliano clean. But a skinny red Fred behind him made the save.
That was a missile, too. I don't even think that was his full power behind that. Kind of taking it halfway through his stride, almost finds the back of the net, but at the very least gets a reset to work for.
Triolo tries to feed it inside, doesn't connect. Then the pass to Christensen goes awry. Triolo takes a bump. Triolo takes a bump. They got a man open on the backside. Great look. Christensen. Oh, he went far side, short side. What a goal.
I mean, I know this goal is going to be chalked up to Christensen, but, I mean, give so much of this to Mike Triolo for his efforts in front of the Fighting Sioux bench. Just kept after it, gets that low center of gravity all the way down with his stick kind of between his legs, keeps after it, gets it over to the far side, and of course it works its way back. But that is a beautiful goal. Chiliano's been good to start, but just not a lot you can do about that one. That's a pretty unbelievable effort.
One-on-one with a man on the crease who goes far side, short side with a heck of a stick fake. Frankie was kind of fooled by that one, and 1-0 here early for the Miners. 8 minutes in. Quick one-timer and another save by Hebert. Pushing, Milne. All alone on the lane. Milne, 5-hole. Oh, and it just hit Frankie's back padding and stayed out. But a great run there from Milne. Spent some time with the Desert Dogs. Here's Saunders. Up top, Toiaka. Grinding, driving, gets stripped, 7 on the shot clock. Murphy rolls. Can they get a shot off? They can't, and this is just a heavy presence from the Miners D, and now Toiaka getting into it with a Miners defender. That's Jason Williamson on the far side. Now Yo's going to take a penalty in the change box. As he launched Toiaka.
And we'll see if this is just 2, but being in the change box.
Yeah, that was very, very close to being an early shift for Yo.
Could have had his opportunity to go right back to bed, but instead puts his team shorthanded. An opportunity now for the Sioux to try to get something going. That last offensive shift, I mean, they had it for the full 30, but the ball really just died on that far side. Give a ton of credit to the Miners defenders, but the Sioux's got to get the ball going back and forth here a little bit.
Toporowski will set it up. Out there with Saunders, Reed Murphy, Baden Boyenko. And running is Spencer Milne. All alone, clear cut, shorthanded breakaway. Milne scores! Milne had a great day one in the defensive role. And this time grabs a loose ball and pretty much goes coast to coast and beats Chiliano under the glove. 2-0 Miners on the shorty.
Yeah, the patented penalty killer goal, no fake necessary, just fires it low, glove side. Chiliano with an aggressive step out towards the middle of his crease, but I don't know. I'm still kind of waiting for it. I think they're still kind of waiting as well for the Sioux to wake up a little bit here, giving up a shorty 20 seconds into their power play.
Well, we mentioned no Shatler, no Dixon, no Evans, so a lot of their offensive stars and firepower not in this game. So it'll be up to these, younger, maybe more some inexperienced players at this level to try to take over this game and see what they can accomplish. Saunders, Toporowski. He'll shoot it. Savvy, Bear, loose ball behind the net. Picked up by Brett Craig. He's got Lintz ahead of him. Slow numbers here for the Miners. And the veteran Lintz will slow up. Hey, Rick Mang's here. Haven't seen him in 12 hours. We will not be giving Rick Mang clothing attire updates or drink of choice updates during the first few broadcasts. We'll leave that for Jake. Miners trying to kill off some time with McIntyre. Shot, saves Chiliano, loose ball to Berghoff in the corner. He'll try to bat it to his teammate Triolo, but good job by the Fighting Sioux to hound that loose ball.
I mean, who's on the power play here?
You got Toporowski, you got Baden Boyenko, Saunders. Late man coming on is Reed Murphy and Brandon Murphy. Toporowski, Murphy. Gets it right back, drops it, 6 on the shot clock. Got to get something off here. Crease look to Boyenko, and he just missed a far corner rebound. And Saunders couldn't get the shot off. And that'll be our first goalie timeout. 10 minutes, 43 seconds in, 2-0. Early thoughts, Mr. Farah.
Well, generally speaking, I mean, I don't even really think that the Miners have looked like outrageously good by any means. Like, I still think they're kind of trying to find their legs here a little bit. But the Sioux, I mean, that even on that power play, like I said, 20 seconds into it, they give up a shorty and just really couldn't get anything going.
You like the jersey some of these teams are wearing? Well, have I got a deal for you. Check out Extreme Threads, the official uniform supplier for the WLA and teams around the world. Your one-stop shop for customized team or company apparel, embroidery, screen printing, sublimated uniforms, and more. Want more information? Check them out, extremethreads.ca. Teddy Jenner, Tino Farah, our entire BC Sports TV crew, thanks for joining us on an early Monday morning to start your week wherever you're tuning in from on YouTube. Again, let us know. He's at Farah Tino. I'm at Teddy Jenner. Who you watching? Who you like today? A couple teams will play twice today. Be a long day for some of these teams. Allegheny played twice yesterday on day one. Won both their games, the opening game against the Miners and the late game against Snake Island, both games 7-6. And in that late game, Allegheny was down 4-0 and outscored them 7-2 the rest of the way. Back to even strength. So what I'm saying is, just because you play two doesn't mean you can't win both. And a great look there on the razor. A set play by the Miners as a lot of teams run that offensive set, and then a throwaway there by the Fighting Sioux. Good job backtracking by Sonichson.
Little forecheck action here for the Miners, keeping another play alive. Some tired defenders.
Triolo, forecheck, backcheck, paycheck, and a nice save there by Chiliano. Loose ball picked up by Aaron Walker. And got to get over the timeline in 8 seconds, and he does. Walker, Toporowski. 22 is Adam Saunders. He gives it off to Sandis the Swiss. Saunders try to pick and roll with Toporowski. And just heavy pressure by the Miners. Now here come the long legs of Brett Craig. Craig down the pipe, shot. Great glove save by Chiliano. Loose ball, Needham, backhander. And he threw it right at his own feet up into the netting. And a good break there from Brett Craig. And this Miners team looking very fresh. They played the first game yesterday, had the rest of the day off, and now play the first game again here today. They might be the freshest team here on day 2, but I do believe they play twice, as does Victoria and this Fighting Sioux team. And that might be why Shatler, Dixon, and Evans got the morning off. Up comes Spencer Milne, who got the scoring going here. Darren Kinnear. Heavy shot, turned aside by Chiliano. Loose ball right in front of us. Triolo trying to box out. Sokolovsky working hard, but it'll be Darren Kinnear with the loose ball and a fresh 30. Triolo, great feed inside, and there's the big pump fake again. Dylan Kinnear. And a little book on Frank being exposed here by the Miners. Big stick fake, keep your feet moving. And it's 3-0.
And another one that you can give a ton of credit to Mike Triolo as well. It's another loose ball that he battles for right near the center line to keep it alive. Stays high as the extra man on his wrong side just for a safety pass, and they do send it over to him. And then just as quickly as he gets it, he sends it back to the middle for a beautiful fake short side, far side goal.
That was a needle being thread. I thought it was a bit of a forced pass going through all those sticks, but somehow found its target. Saunders. Comes near side, Murphy. Save Hebert, and he's looked solid. Shot 20-10 here with 6:35 remaining in the first. 3-0 Miners.
And I got to be honest as well, I think that's the first shot for the Sioux in probably the last 8 minutes or so. They've been stuck at 8 shots for quite some time.
Saunderson to Bowen. Can't turn the corner. Needham. Bowen, 13 on the shot clock. Bowen will turn the corner off the pipe. Ball loose. Standing Buffalo run onto this one. Kaminsky. You know, he's double teamed and he'll roll it to Baden Boyenko. There's Saunders. Sorry, that's Brandon Murphy, 9. Gives it off to Kaminsky. Diagonal feed, doesn't connect. Loose ball picked up by the Miners. They're trying to run here. They got a 2-on-1. And nice job by the Fighting Sioux to get off the floor and stop that transition.
Another one, though, where the ball just dies on one side. They can't really string 2 or 3 passes together all that well.
Bergloff to Kinnear. Back to Bergloff. Inside feed. Shot goes wide off the stick of McIntyre. 10 on the shot clock. Bergloff, time and room. Now a heavy outside shot by Christensen. And off the left toe. And that one stung a bit for Frankie.
That's a pretty lucky break there as well. Bergloff was wide open with a lane to go to the net, but instead looked for a passing lane.
There's Adam Saunders. Wait for Boyenko to come onto the floor. Give it off to Sam Murphy. Far side, Braden Murphy. Save there, Hebert. Loose ball, Toporowski battling. And it's going to fall into the stick of Charlie McFadden. McFadden won't force it. Christensen tucks it. And we'll flip it there to Needham. Near side, Jake Bowen. Gets a pick from McFadden. Inside feed, backhander. Oh, he tried to go 5-hole, then ran through the crease. But another good save by Frank. Quickly up ahead. Dyzik. And battling here right underneath us is Reed Murphy. He's hounded by Burton. Nice pick up there by Murphy. And this Fighting Sioux team just kind of out of sorts here in the opening period. Well, that shot got through sticks and made its way on target. Now running DiGirolamo. McIntyre off the post, rebound. Kinnear! And a great save again by Frank.
Frankie's been busy here to start things off. Could be a much different game if not for some of his, pretty miraculous saves that we've seen to this point.
We saw 67 shots in the game yesterday between Snake Island and Allegheny, and we're on pace for 75 shots here for the Miners. Quickly up ahead, McFadden got Brett Craig with him. McFadden, short side glove save, loose ball. Triolo, untested, will find that loose ball as we approach 3 minutes to go in the opening 20.
Miners are looking glove side early and often here on Frankie. I wonder if that's a little bit of the scouting report on him. Seems where most of their shots are going in the early stages.
Kinnear flips it inside Triolo, had him down and out, and he scores. What a play between Brett McIntyre and Mike Triolo, and it's 4-0 Miners.
Yeah, Triolo was due with the way he started this game. It's so impressive when guys are already kind of on their wrong side and they do find a way to throw a fake before taking that shot on the side that they're already on. Like, Triolo is so close to being out of room, still sells Frankie on that far side fake and then brings it back short side. He's almost beyond the goal line by the time the ball leaves his stick. That's just a highlight reel goal from the Miners captain.
Good job on the face-off there by Moon. Here come the Fighting Sioux. Can they break the goose egg here? Shot, save, Ebert. Loose ball, roll to the corner. Toyaka knocked his man down. That's Burton, who's slow to get up. And he's, looks like he's gonna be okay. Now Spencer Milne. We'll leave it here for Sonertson. Around the top, skip feed, McIntyre into Needham. Had Bowen on the backside open, 8 on the shot clock. Bowen through a screen, shot turned aside by Chiliano, loose ball. Sonertson battling with 2 Fighting Sioux players. And a big hit there from Bowen, and a great job to bounce off it from Logan Goodwill. But the forecheck of the Miners causes a turnover. They got numbers. Triolo, low to high, buzzing the tower. And it goes out of play. And it'll be standing Buffalo ball with LaSuisse. Sandis LaSuisse will leave it there for Reed Murphy. Toporowski. Shot. Didn't make it on target. Bounces towards center. And they're going to say it took a deflection. So Chiliano will collect this one and ice it into the corner. And good job by the officials to count this down as there was an inadvertent shot clock reset. McFadden now. Needham. Christensen. Kinnear banging and crashing in the middle. Bergloff couldn't find it. Canada move. Moon battling. Needham. McIntyre. Tough angle. Oh! McIntyre thought he had an absolutely filthy goal. But they say it was in the crease. Save that one to the highlight reels. Brandon Murphy, shot. Almost got behind Hebert. Shot clock still running here. 14. Boyenko battling. That gets batted up into the roof and out of play. And they're going to say standing Buffalo possession. They'll pull Chiliano. And go 6 on 5 here.
They got someone hiding behind the net right now.
I did that once and it worked. My good buddy Matt Roy, we were playing New West in Victoria. So, standing Buffalo will hold for last possession here. Toporowski. Murphy, Toporowski. Boyenko couldn't handle the pass, and it'll fall right to the crease. Ball loose, almost batted into their own net, and a heavy chop by Brett Craig. And that's the way the period will end. A bit of a sloppy one for standing Buffalo, but the Miners lead at 4-0. Yeah,
and I think the message now going into the locker room here for standing Buffalo is, kind of as simple as just, let's wake up here. Took a little while to find their legs. I still don't think they've totally found them, but an opportunity now to try to find a little bit of a reset mentally, physically as well. And it's going to be an uphill climb because the Miners seem to have found some momentum, both defensively and offensively, but got to get something going here shortly.
That Look at that Brett McIntyre's shot. I think that was a goal, but you can talk about it in the break. We'll be back from the Ladner Leisure Center. Day 2 of the President's Cup on BC Sports TV.
Embrace the unexpected. Cool Bet.
We've had great fans. It's been really motivating for our guys.
We want to put on a good product on the floor for the fans that are going to come here and spend their hard-earned money.
And as Martel slips it 5-hole. And his ball again down the middle. How did he hang on to that? Scores! Keegan Ball!
It's what they did in that room that turned the season around. I don't think we make that run without the support of the fans.
Here's Sean Beatties! And he scores!
What does it mean to be Canadian? It's toughness. It's grit. You know who bears the red and white. You know the history. You know the storylines. And you know its weight. I've been there. I know what it takes. It's preparation for domination. It's the brotherhood so you could. It's long nights and longer days. That separates the good from the greats. This is Canada.
That's fresh.
Welcome back inside the Ladder Leisure Center, getting you set for period 2, day 2. Tino Farah, Teddy Jenner. 4-0. Miners leading the Fighting Sioux. Shots 28-13. And it was a very busy period for Frank Chiliano and the Fighting Sioux defense, but a great start here for the Miners, who started the tournament 0-1 with a tough 7-6 loss to Allegheny yesterday.
Yeah, Spencer Milne, Matthew Christensen, Mike Triolo, and Brett McIntyre, your goal scorers for the Miners through 20 minutes of action. Big one coming up now for the Sioux.
And I will apologize now to Matt Hebert for thinking à la française.
The message I received was, he's not that French.
Touché. Here come the Miners. Christensen working with Needham. Fakes it, gives it far side. And now back to Needham. Shot, save, rebound. Christensen turned aside by Chiliano. And they're going to say loose ball interference on McKenzie. And it'll stay here with the Miners.
Another strong start there for Frankie. A little less jumpy on those ones to be able to stay with his guy on top of the crease.
Needham. Circle high. Give it off to Bowen. And then a quick feed back to Needham, and Frank got post to post to make that save. Running is McClellan. Got Boyenko off the bench. Shot, put it wide. Loose ball, Toporowski. We'll find it bench side. And give it off to Boyenko. Near side, McClellan. Shot, kicked aside by Hebert. Loose ball right to Boyenko. Fresh 30 for the Fighting Sioux. Oh, a nice split dodge to get underneath, and a safety trail check by McFadden as he got absolutely skinned by Adam Saunders, but made up for it with a nice recovery check. Triolo, backhand pass to Milne, and probably should have just kept it straight forward and would have had a better opportunity, but loose ball picked up by Bergloff. Triolo. Late man is Bowen off the bench. Seal pick, and we're going to get a penalty here on Christensen. Off ball in the offensive zone. That's not going to make too many coaches happy. And so the Fighting Sioux will get their second opportunity on the power play.
Yeah, heavy screen set when you're not looking, not suspecting anything. That's unfortunately one way to be a little woken up. Looks like he's all right as he gets up under his own power, heads off to the bench. But a huge opportunity now for the Sioux to try to get things going on the power play. They did have one opportunity in the first. They gave up a shorty almost right away, but maybe fortunes change a little bit here in their favor now that they've got a period under their belt.
Toporowski will set it up. Out there with Boyenko, Saunders, and the Murphy boys. Boyenko skips it in the corner. Reed Murphy. Heavily pressured. Cody Hawkins, who is the MVP for the Miners in their Game 1 loss. Now running is Brett Craig. Slow transition chance here, shorthanded. And Craig tried to flip it back, but good defense there by the Fighting Sioux to cause a turnover. And Chiliano will quickly move it up to Brandon Murphy.
Brett Craig's looking like the most dominant transition player in the tournament right now.
Yeah, he was definitely a bright spot yesterday out of the back end, running the floor, pushing that transition. Looks to be in great shape and quite healthy. Pass knocked down by the stick of McFadden. Toporowski with 10 on the shot clock. Brandon Murphy. Boyenko. To Reed Murphy. Shot turned aside by Hebert. Loose ball, McFadden. He's got bodies up ahead. Williamson on a shorthanded breakaway. Williamson shot, put it off the iron. And now a loose ball rolling here. Can McFadden get it? He does. Good job there by McFadden to find that loose ball and keep possession here for the Miners. And it's actually a 4-minute minor on Boyenko for the cross check. So an extended power play here for the Fighting Sioux, but currently possession with the Miners. The Rocky Mountain League champions. Needham. Inside, good off-ball cut. Sonicson goes short side on Chiliano for the shorty.
Yeah, and again, we're just seeing the willingness and availability as well to get through the middle of the floor for the Miners. Even being down a man, they're still able to send a guy through. And I mean, we've seen some pretty incredible passes from this Miners offense, threading the needle a few times. And that's another one there. There's kind of 3 sticks in the way before it gets through to the recipient in the middle. It's always tough to, see the ball when you're going through a forest of sticks like that, but again, just being able, it's just too easy right now for the Miners to get through, even being down a man.
Yeah, it all started with a great cross pick from Brett McIntyre that freed up Sonicson. And now they're just trying to take the 12 seconds off the penalty clock, but they're not gonna. I guess it's not, it is technically a double minor for cross-check. Good job by Lintz to track that loose ball off the Burton face-off win. He'll get it back for Spencer Milne, give it off to Triolo. Bowen on the far side. Triolo working on the inside and had it and then tried to bat it on target, and Triolo get called for running through the crease.
Did you get confirmation on the crease rule?
Not quite yet. I'm waiting for that confirmation, Tino.
Trying to determine whether or not it's the cylinder that the feet cannot cross despite being in the air, or if it's the NLL side of things.
Well, the explanation I got from Vince Burrell was if you're vertical, your feet are going to cross. If you're horizontal, your body can cross. As long as your feet stay out, you should be good. Boyenko with a shot. Hebert with a save. Loose ball, grabbed there by Toporowski. Boyenko. So, short side cheese on Hebert. Power play goal. Oh, that's why they didn't take the time off the penalty, because it was a short-handed goal.
There you go.
Just waking up, man.
Yeah, players are waking up. We're waking up a little bit here as well. What a shot, though. As he put his full force into it, you can kind of see that back leg swing forward due to the momentum. But I wonder if Hebert here is kind of just expecting this one more to hit him in the chest based on the percentage of shots that he's seen thus far that have just kind of gone into the logo or into his stick. But that's just a perfectly placed shot courtesy of Boyenko, and finally gets his team onto the board here.
Yeah, Boyenko, first goal of the tournament, had an assist in the game yesterday. Toporowski, gets absolutely dumped into the penalty box by Brett Craig. That is a very dangerous play, and let's hope Toporowski is okay.
The official in the box, too.
He's going to be okay. Looks like he's going to be okay, but that's a heavy man's check from Brett Craig coming right in your living room here on BC Sports TV.
Oh,
that is dangerous, because I believe there's a little bench seat right where he was falling, so very lucky he didn't hit his head or hurt himself. Back to 5 aside. McIntyre driving underneath, and he scores! McIntyre's got his second. Good response by the Miners. And McIntyre didn't play in the first game, so he definitely has some fresher legs.
And horizontal.
Horizontal, feet stay out.
Yeah, he had a full head of steam going downhill that whole way. We'll get another great look at it with the behind the net cam. Just no help underneath. And with the defender on the other side, a little unaware of the drive. By the time he looks over and starts to come back towards the middle to apply a little bit of help, McIntyre's already, like I said, got that full head of steam and going towards the goal.
Yeah, Dave Pym, Kyle Cooling, Russ Matthews, the coach of this Fighting Sioux team, just trying to bring these guys up to speed to what is a much higher level of lacrosse than they may be used to playing in the PGL, the Prairie Gold Lacrosse League. Good job there by Milne to find the loose ball off the reset. And Brandon Cullen just kind of hanging out in the offensive zone. And now he'll make his way back into the defensive zone, tracking down on Needham. Sonicson, Triolo. Plants his feet, little floating twister, rebound, scores, Christensen on the doorstep. And Frankie, a little frustrated, Goes for a bit of a walk outside his crease.
Yeah, there's just some more confusion on this one from the Sioux defenders. There was a little slip pick earlier, the Triolo set. He kind of got lost. And it looks like we are going to see a goaltending change here as Frankie's making his way towards the bench.
And I've been waiting all tournament long to say this guy's name. Teddy Uzichapete is coming into the game for the Standing Buffalo Fighting Sioux.
Are you more excited about a fellow Teddy, or are you more excited about being able to say the last name?
Both.
Of course.
I'm always a fan for the Teddys, but Uzichapete, spelled Yuzicappi. And looking at it, not exactly how I would pronounce it. Nonetheless, Teddy Uzichapete coming into the game. And if you want us to say your company's name, we are seeking advertising partners to keep our lacrosse free for you and everyone else on YouTube. We have a number of advertising opportunities available. Together, we can create a tailor-made package for you and your company. Hit us up, info@bcsports.tv, and contact us today.
I'm on the verge of giving you the name King of the Segways, because that was a fine piece of work right there, Tedward.
You know what? I'll take it.
Yeah.
So Uzichapete in between the pipes for the Fighting Sioux, who find themselves down 7-1. 6 minutes into the second period. Big hit by Brandon Clellan on Yo. And then, sorry, that was Matt McKenzie. Craig thought about driving underneath. Christensen cuts back door, but Craig will slow down and go for a change. Apologies, it was Jordan McKenzie in front. Great save by Uzichapete, his first since coming in, but Jordan McKenzie's going to take a slashing penalty, and the Miners will go to their first power play of the game.
I'm just getting a look over at the Miners bench. Looks like Adam Yo's maybe a little winded. He had a quick word with the trainer as he stands on the bench now. That was a monstrous hit. Look at that. Oh, my goodness.
It's the second big hit we've seen in this tournament. Yesterday, someone got caught with the old step back body check, not expecting it as the defender. Shot there, nice save by Uzichapete again. That time off the stick of Bowen. A good round of applause from the Fighting Sioux bench. Saunderson, Bowen, Triolo. Saunderson, McIntyre cuts. Pump fake, low, 5-hole scores. Brett McIntyre's got a hat trick. And a power play marker took just 20 seconds for the Miners.
And just look how wide open. I mean, the defender at the top, of course, you got to respect the shot. And, I mean, really the pass of Mike Triolo, too. He's kind of one of those, like, triple threat kind of guys that can do a little bit of everything, especially at this level. But because there is that respect being given and the defender just facing the complete opposite way, McIntyre, again, has a full lane to just be able to get through the middle of the floor. And we've talked about threading the needle, those tight passes. That one was a wide open lane, and the Miners make quick work of the man advantage.
Keanu Moon will win the draw for the Fighting Sioux, but good job by Burt in the battle for that loose ball. And he'll give it off to Brett Craig. Now near side, Needham. Gets a pick from Christensen, Triolo off the bench. Back to Needham. Good slide help from the Fighting Sioux. Cross crease feed, save there by Uzichapete, and that one stung him. Oh, this might have got him under the throat guard, and this is a scary sight for Teddy Uzichapete. And unfortunately, Frankie might have to come back into this game.
He's kind of getting back up himself.
That one stung.
We'll see, though. This one looks not great.
Yeah, just a heavy shot from Bergloff right off the shoulder. Uzichapete still down in his crease, trying to shake this one off. They wear a lot of padding, folks, and I know goaltenders take a lot of grief for quote-unquote looking like Michelin men, but I dare you to put the pads on and step in front of any one of these guys from 5 feet away shooting as hard as they can.
And especially as well, like the areas, even though there are few of them, the areas that are a little more exposed or have a little less padding are very exposed, I would say. You know, like when a goaltender goes down to a knee and there's nothing on that thigh, if a ball hits you there, man, that's a scary one. And even in this case, even with a throw protector, there's still, you know, a glimmer where a ball can find some contact. And when it gets you in that, I mean, it feels wrong to say the right spot, but you know what I mean.
Well, that's why field lacrosse goalies are the craziest of them all.
I was a field goalie.
I don't believe you.
I can show you some pictures.
I need to see the pictures.
Actually, if you took some shots on me, you probably still wouldn't believe me because you would score every time.
So Frankie's got the pads back on, and he's heading back in between the pipes here to relieve Teddy Uzichapie. And a couple different trainers and coaching staff out here for the Fighting Sioux netminder. And Frankie comes out and gives him a tap and checks on his goal union brother. And let's hope this isn't anything serious for Teddy. He's still in a lot of discomfort making his way off the floor here. And saw a couple scary injuries yesterday to Cam Accioni and Justin Gill in that late game. And Uzichapie will make his way off the floor. Like I said, hopefully he's going to be okay. But we will continue to play here with 12:49 remaining in the middle frame. 8-1 Miners out shooting the Fighting Sioux 40-17. So Darren Kinnear will come and take this draw against Jordan McKenzie. And McKenzie, as he did yesterday, doing a great job at the dot. And they've run 3 different draw guys at the Miners here today, in Moon, McKenzie, and Clellan. Toporowski, Clellan. Little fake rollback, Savvy Hebert. Loose ball behind his cage, and Triolo's now down. He's slow to get up. DiGirolamo. DiGirolamo will slow up. Give it off to the man on the hat trick, Brett McIntyre. And the shot clock's not running here. The officials have a count on. Under 10. Inside. Bergloff turned aside by Chiliano.
And Mike Triolo just went right down the tunnel as well.
Bergloff with a turnover. Try to go 5-hole, and Chiliano with maybe his best of the game. Quickly up ahead. Sokolowski. Double team comes. Tried to flip it away from trouble. It's going to end up in the stick of Brandon Murphy. 15 on the shot clock. Toporowski loses it. Picked up. Cody Hawkins running. Does he want to go to the net? He does. Hawkins scores! Yesterday's game MVP for the Miners gets his first of the tournament, going coast to coast.
Yeah, and he had Bowen coming with him off the bench, but, you know, when the defender has that much room, tough to pass up on the opportunity, and it ends up being the right decision as well. Gets underneath the defender who, I mean, kind of caught in no man's land a little bit, a desperation swinging of his stick to try to take it away. But a nice move to be able to get through, and the lead is now up to 8.
I believe it's ties the biggest lead we've seen in this tournament, as the Pioneers won 16-8 yesterday in their game. Oh, that one took a deflection off Spencer Mill, and I thought it hooked in Toporowski's stick.
I think it still might have hooked regardless. He's probably pretty lucky that did go off a defender. Otherwise, that's a tough look.
Brandon Murphy gets inside. Had his stick checked by Burton. Spencer Milne has a man up ahead. Running is Darren Kinnear. Has a man with him. Shot, put it wide. That was Rory Sharon. Backdoor look to Milne. Loose ball. Body still battling on the near side boards. Shot clock winding down under 10. And good job by the Fighting Sioux just to muck this ball in the corner, and they'll get a shot clock violation.
Still no Mike Triolo on the bench from the looks of things as well.
And then Milne causes the turnover. And he tried the look back shot on target and ended up just kind of crossing his feet and took a cross check to the turf. Running shot saved by Hebert. That was off of Toyaka. And now the Miners are going to run again. McFadden. A little sloppy here through the middle section. Quickly up ahead, pass to Craig. And I know the Miners want to make a bit of a statement after their loss yesterday. But just kind of work out some kinks here. Get into your groove. There's Bowen under 10. It's a pick from Kinnear. Now Sonicson comes over. Kinnear, Needham, shoulder save, Chiliano, loose ball. McIntyre in there battling, going to get batted loose. Picked up there by Sokolowski. And he'll float one, just gives it away to Brett McIntyre. There's going to be some tired defenders out there for the Fighting Sioux.
And like you said, just a great opportunity to really get into a rhythm here for the Miners, make sure everybody's dialed in.
Bowen cutting through off ball. Nice save by Chiliano. Sokolowski pushes it ahead to Aaron Walker. Boyenko off the bench has it now. Boyenko trying to run away from the heavy checks of Williamson. Boyenko flips it. Shot through a screen, hit a body. Sam Murphy, save Hebert. And he'll crowd the loose ball in his crease, fix his net, all in one motion. Up ahead to Johnny Lintz.
It's a veteran move.
Sharon. Christensen. .13 on the shot clock. Christensen on an island. Thought about it, gives to Bowen. Saunderson, McIntyre. Got to get a shot off backdoor. Look, didn't connect. And unable to get the shot off was Christensen, and that'll give our goaltenders a chance to grab some water with 7:58 to go here in the second. 9-1 is your score in favor of the Edmonton Miners.
And the shot totals as well. The Miners now up to 45. Just the onslaught continues to roll through here.
You might have seen a few wood sticks on the floor during this tournament. Well, a lot of them come from the folks over at Mohawk Lacrosse, who are the kings of the finest in handcrafted wooden lacrosse sticks, a family-operated business making the best sticks for the past 25 years. If you're looking to touch a piece of history, you should start with Mitchell Brothers Hickory Sticks. MohawkLacrosse.net. Give me something, Tino. Wise wisdom from a married man.
Well, I got some. I mean, marriage advice. I got some yesterday.
No, that's not what we're here for.
Okay,
that's not what we're here for.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I was going to say actually, it's nice to hear your voice back on a call here this week after you were behind the desk for the entirety of the Minto. Glad to hear you back on the play-by mic as well, or play-by-play mic here. But in terms of this one, I mean, I think the key now for the Miners at this point is try to remain as healthy as possible. Yeah. We've already seen Mike Triolo go down. We've seen some big hits, the dangerous one there into the penalty box, like you were talking about earlier. So from their point of view, it's kind of like you mentioned before with making sure guys are dialed in, you know, kind of treat this as almost as a practice. I mean, you don't want to disrespect the other team by any means, but make sure everybody's good to go and healthy as the tournament progresses. It's a long tournament. That's why there's so many guys on these rosters here. And for the Fighting Sioux, I mean, just try to find a little momentum here. Don't look too far ahead in terms of the comeback, but maybe just looks more so towards, you know, string together a couple of solid shifts in a row.
Fighting Sioux tried to get away with 6 men on the floor. Nate Chason said, nuh-uh. And then just a pass thrown away. And Chiliano will just kick it to space and take the over and back. McFadden. We'll give it to Needham. Bowen back to Needham, 18 on the shot clock for Edmonton. Little set play coming up here, little razorback pick and try to get it 5-hole. Great save by Chiliano on Bowen. Kinnear tucks it. Another nice save from Chiliano. Ball loose. Picked up by Standing Buffalo. Ball floated up ahead to Aaron Walker. Walker will give it to Toporowski. Toporowski, bench side. Adam Saunders. Toporowski, 10 on the shot clock. Backhand flip, just missed. And that was going to Reed Murphy. And now the Miners trying to get out of their own zone with Cody Hawkins. Near side, Sharon. He'll run away from trouble on the heavy checks from Patrick Thompson. And Thompson caused a turnover and is going to draw a penalty. Great job by Patrick Thompson just to hound the defender, cause a turnover, create a loose ball situation, and draw a penalty. And the Fighting Sioux go to their third power play of the game.
Can't believe you denied my opportunity to provide marriage advice.
Okay, go.
A couple days after my wedding.
Okay, go. Okay, go.
I'm a veteran married man now.
Of 19 hours.
Ish.
Go.
I was told when there's issues, remember it's you and your partner against the issue, not the issue against you and your partner. An opportunity to remember to work things out together. Huh?
Happy wife, happy life.
Correct. More or less.
Outside shot from Toporowski goes wide. Burton trying to find McFadden up ahead. Can he run onto this one? He can. McFadden on the short-handed breakaway, and Chiliano denies him.
Frankie's been unreal since coming back into this game here. He's had some massive saves that could have extended this lead even farther for the Miners, but man, he's been great ever since.
Well, you always know you're going to get your best from Frank Chiliano. Brandon Murphy. McClellan one-time feed across, and that was picked off by Burton. He tried to push it up ahead, knocked down by a stick. Brett Craig going to run onto this one, and he just uses his long legs to stride past everybody. And we'll bring it near side to Yo. Adam Yo will flip it to Marcus Needham. 50 seconds remaining on the Miner. McIntyre, shot right into the logo of Chiliano.
And just for the sake of providing an update, I think it's safe to say that Triolo will not be coming back into this game as he's standing there by the glass with his gear off.
Yeah. Oh, big, heavy pressure check there from Johnny Lintz. And nice job there by Fighting Sioux to find that loose ball, keep possession here, but 13 on the shot clock. Still working on this power play. Toporowski. Murphy, shot goes wide. Loose ball. Falls to Patrick Thompson. Getting a rare O shift here. Up ahead, DiGirolamo. And the penalty about to expire on Rory Sharon. Needham. And we're back to 5-a-side with 4:20 to play here in the second. Thanks for joining us here on YouTube and BC Sports TV. Tino Farah, Teddy Jenner with you. Needham skips it, gets it right back, and he scores. Great ball movement there from the Miners, and they've hit double digits for the first time in this tournament.
Again, just a beautiful pass through the middle. Received in that perfect spot. As they tried it the first time, Needham didn't want it. Gets back to the spot that he does. And finds that perfectly placed one-timer past a sliding Chiliano. You get a great look at it here. Chiliano got there, but just finds that space right along the post. And I was again looking over at the Miners bench just before that shift started. And going down the tunnel this time was John Lintz. So we'll try to see any updates if those come through our way. But health just continues to be so important, or excuse me, have so much importance for these teams as the tournament goes along.
And with, I believe, the Miners have to play the double dip tonight, so maybe a little precautionary for Triolo to give him a bit of a rest here as McIntyre gets in tight for the crease. And we talked about it all day yesterday. This tournament is a war of attrition. You're playing 6 games in 4 days. And every team will have to play 2 at least once. And now running is Adam Yeo. Hawkins sets the pick. Yeo tries to go far side, and he squeaks it through Chiliano. As Adam Yeo gets on the board with his second of the tournament.
Yeah, the Miners have been dangerous in transition all morning long, and just a great pick set there by Hawkins to run a little interference. It's not much, but it is enough to create that extra space for Yeo to be able to run onto. Winds and fires from distance, and he kind of just outreaches Chiliano, who did get a piece of it, but just that extra length of the stick, that extra little bit of reach was enough to create that extra angle.
Jordan McKenzie wins the draw cleanly to himself, battling with 2 Miners on the far side. Ball pops free, and McKenzie ripped the stick right out of Brett Craig's hands, and that was a pretty easy call for the officials.
Speaking of veteran moves.
Yeah. Here come the Miners, leading by 10. Biggest lead for any team in this tournament. Now running, Patrick Thompson. He gets taken down from behind. No call from the officials. And Needham will push it up the floor. To Christensen. Late man is McIntyre. Bowen. One-timer and a great save there from Chiliano. And he'll quickly push ahead. Sokolowski will leave it here for Adam Saunders. Gets a pick from Toporowski. Shot. Hebert makes the save. Ball loose. Probably could have been back in. They'll let him play.
Pretty good save from Hebert there after having a few minutes without one. And the shot totals just continue to ramp up for the Miners. Now up to 52, still with another period to go.
I was kind of joking when I said they were on pace for 75. They were looking like they might get it. They might really step off the gas pedal in the third, but shot wide, goes all the way down the floor with 2:07 remaining in the second.
What was the over-under set at again?
17.
17.
We were at 12.
Getting there.
Toyaka.
Just making up names here.
Loose ball, picked up, 2-0. Here's Brett Craig, all alone on the breakaway. Craig, 5-hole scores. Little unselfish play there from Williamson just to give it off to Brett Craig. And he strides in and power slams at 5-hole on Chiliano.
Brett Craig's had just an unbelievable game here, I would say. Like taking advantage of opportunities when he's able to cross center. I believe that's his first goal. Could have had 2 or 3 at this point. But yeah, you talk about that unselfish play by Williamson. He had a huge lane to go to the net if he wanted to as well. Flips it over to a deserving player there, and Brett Craig, who just does the rest.
And Burton going to have to track this one down right along the center line. Skips away from Toporowski. Now we're starting to see a few Fighting Sioux players playing both ends. Christensen fakes it, keeps it. Got his defender to turn his head. Needham trying to go short side low and bounce it off the glass, off the rafters. Pass up ahead. Cullen will run onto it. Cullen takes a couple chops from Cody Hawkins. Loses his footing, ball loose. Man, Cody Hawkins is a big, strong man. McFadden. Milne. One more back to McFadden and got knocked down. Adam Yeo scores! A little broken transition there for the Miners, and they'll take it. And you don't ever really want to see the score continue to run up, but in a tournament where goal differential could be a deciding factor, and after losing your first game, I think the Miners want to get as many as they can.
Yeah, no question about it. And Yeo, that time, it's kind of funny on this play. They had numbers, they lost numbers, they kind of had it again here as the ball found its way back towards Yeo. And that's the one that he just kind of out-muscles Chiliano on, and maybe a little bit of a spinning shot. And important to remember here from the Sioux perspective, they're down to 1 goaltender. So
yeah,
looks like Chiliano is just going to have to stay in for the rest of this.
Kianamoon won the draw, tried to pass it off, got deflected into the netting. Possession will stay here. Murphy. Outside shot, hit a body, didn't make it on target. And now Adam Saunders. Murphy, Boyenko. Murphy shot knocked down. Milne with it up ahead. Breakaway, Christensen. Can he get his hat trick? Christensen turned aside by Chiliano as the period winds down. And that'll take us to the break. 40 minutes in. Shots 55-23 in favor of the Miners, and they lead it 13-1. Tino Farah, Teddy Jenner come back for the third period right here on BC Sports TV.
Embrace the unexpected.
Motivating for our guys. We want to put on a good product on the floor for the fans that are going to come here and spend their hard-earned money.
And as Martel slips it 5-hole. And his ball again down the middle. How did he hang on to that? Scores! Keegan Ball!
It's what they did in that room that turned the season around. And like we make that run with all the support of the fans.
Here's Sean Beatties! And he scores!
What does it mean to be Canadian? It's toughness. It's grit. You know who bears the red and white. You know the history. You know the storylines. And you know its weight. I've been there. I know what it takes. It's preparation for domination. It's the brotherhood so you could. It's long nights and longer days. That separates the good from the greats. This is Canada.
That's fresh.
Embrace the unexpected. Cool bet.
We've had great fans. It's really motivating for our guys. We want to put on a good product on the floor for the fans that are going to come here and spend their hard-earned money.
And as Martel slips it 5-hole. And his ball again down the middle. How did he hang on to that? Scores! Keegan Ball!
It's what they did in that room that turned the season around. And like we make that run with all the support of the fans.
Here's Sean Beatties! And he scores!
What does it mean to be Canadian? It's toughness. It's grit. You know who bears the red and white. You know the history. You know the storylines. and you know its weight. I've been there. I know what it takes. It's preparation for domination. It's the brotherhood so you could. It's long nights and longer days. That separates the good from the greats. This is Canada.
Woo. That's fresh.
Welcome back inside the Ladner Leisure Center. Getting you set for the third period between the Miners and Fighting Sioux. Let's give you the rest of the schedule here on a busy day two, the busiest day of the entire tournament with 5 games on deck. Coming up at 11, Snake Island Muskies take on the Victoria Shamrocks, 2 0-1 teams. Then the Six Nation Rivermen will take on the Allegheny Arrows. Rivermen 0-1, Rivermen 1-0, Allegheny 2-0. And then the Shamrocks and Standing Buffalo will play at 5, followed by the host Ladner Pioneers versus these Edmonton Miners. And just getting an update, this is only the 3rd tournament that Ladner has hosted here. I thought it was 4. It's only 3.
Shame on you for not knowing.
I'm just an idiot. So dumb. But appreciate you all getting at us on Twitter. He's at Ferratino. I'm at Teddy Jenner. And Mike Trullo will not return to this game. I don't think Teddy Uzichapi will return to this game. John Lintz is back on the bench for the Miners. Not sure how much he'll play, but he's looking like he's ready to take a defensive shift. Here come the Fighting Sioux off the opening draw, and Hebert has to make a key save early on. And then he'll rake it back into his cage. Give it off to Tyler Burton.
And the Miners looking to pick up right where they left off. The dominance on the offensive side, the dominance on the defensive side. Goaltending's been solid.
Saunderson, McIntyre scores. He's got 4. Didn't play yesterday. It's his first game. And he is on fire.
Yeah, we've seen kind of a little bit of everything from him. That's an outside rip with a man in his face. We've seen him work from in tight, minimal angle, clear space, no space. It doesn't really matter for him right now. It's just kind of one of those situations where you found your hot stick, kind of keep feeding him at this point. And I don't think that's the last time we're going to see McIntyre fill the net this time.
So I did confirm with the referee-in-chief of the tournament, Sean Lehman, about the crease rule. And sort of like what we talked about, as Toporowski works in the shot on Hebert, he makes the save. Loose ball goes in the corner for Drew Dyzik. Is that, again, if you dive horizontal and your feet stay out, you're good. But as soon as you go vertical, your feet are going to cross the line, and that will be called no goal. And he said, if it's close, 50-50 call, let's call it a good goal. But other than that, as soon as the feet cross, one or both, will be waved off. Here's Saunderson. Comes around a screen, skips it to Needham. Bowen. Shot turned aside by Chiliano. Loose ball on the far side boards, and McIntyre scurries to get it. Gets a pick there. Continues to work. Diagonal feed Bowen. Nice handle. Thought about the backhander. Rolls back. Skips it. Needham. Fakes it. Takes it. And bounces it over top. And it'll go right to McIntyre with 10 on the shot clock. Saunderson. Needham cuts. Can't get the shot off, and then he does. Past his angle, but Chiliano with the save. Ball loose on the near side boards, batted up ahead. Sokolovsky. He'll get across center. Pressured there by Spencer Milne. Baden Boyenko. Murphy works hard to clear through. Clellan, shot sails high and wide. Loose ball, Boyenko trying to go far side, and Hebert kicked it away. And loose ball picked up by McFadden behind the net. Sharon up ahead across center. Miners changing. And Bowen will come on, take it from Sharon. Christensen, the late man. Penalty coming. Hebert to the bench. Late man is Needham. 6-on-5 here for Edmonton. Needham, McIntyre, flips it. Bounce shot goes wide off the stick of Christensen and up into the netting. And the Miners 1-for-1 with the man advantage. Will go to their second power play of the game. And Cam Cedric will instruct his troops.
I was going to say, I don't think we've really seen much of the Miners' power play in this game, so there's the confirmation with it just being the second, but it kind of, I mean, it hasn't really mattered. Even when they've been shorthanded, they've looked good offensively, carrying the play and carrying possession, and of course we've seen what they've done 5-on-5 as well, so I'm excited to see what they can do with a man up now.
Saunderson to Bowen, back to Saunderson. McIntyre, Bowen, nice handle. Saunderson down low, one-timer. Oh, that hit off Giuliano's mask. Nice save there on Bergloff. And now running to space is Kaminsky, and he gets it up ahead. Nice handle there by Patrick Thompson. And Johnny Lentz is back out, so he looks like he's going to be okay. Wears those shorts nice and high. I'm going to talk to him about that.
I thought you said you don't chirp the fashion.
I didn't say it was a bad thing. I just want to talk to him about it. I want to know his style. Does he extra roll? Does he pull him up real high? Oh, there's a diving goal. They'll wave it off. Great effort from Toporowski. And he's saying, hey, my feet stayed out.
It's too bad that one didn't count, because if it made it on the highlight reel with the audio of us talking about the shorts of John Lentz, I think that would have been incredible.
We are about viral memes here on this broadcast. Here's Bowen on the power play. Needham will set it up. Saunderson clears through. Bowen, shot, hit a stick. 8 on the shot clock. Saunderson, McIntyre, wasn't ready for it. Needham sends it wide. And can Thompson run onto this one? No, he'll just let it go all the way down to Hebert. 37 remaining on the minor. Some people wondering how come Shatler, Dixon, and Evans aren't playing in this game. Well, one, it's the 8 a.m. game. 2, they also play tonight in the late game, so allow their star players to rest some tired, weary legs and be ready for the late one against the host Ladner later tonight.
Safe to say we'll see a much different looking Sioux team later on.
Well, let's just hope Teddy Uzichipete will be okay, so they might be able to have a backup goaltender, because I don't think they have a third here at this tournament.
How late can I be added onto a roster?
If you get added to a roster, you have to play. Here's Needham. Bergloff back to Needham. McIntyre working hard to free him up. Bowen spins back, gets underneath. Bowen put it wide on the bouncer. 8 on the shot clock. McIntyre. Bergloff, can he get a shot off? He does. Oh, and Giuliano kicked out the right leg with a great save.
Yeah, and he just got back to his feet a moment before that as well from the last save. So, again, that onslaught just continues here for the Miners. Everybody's getting their looks, and Giuliano's had to make some really strong saves.
60th shot on target for the Miners. That shot goes off Hebert, and then Burton gets knocked to the turf, and Burton not happy with Toporowski. And it will be Miners' possession all the way back with Williamson.
I think it was just the extra shot on Burton when he was down that Lynch was none too pleased about. Make sure to stand up for his fallen teammate, but everybody gets back up and cooler heads prevail this time around.
Needham on the far side gets a pick from Christensen. Pass knocked down. Needham finds it again. Little toe drag, double toe drag. Christensen tried to find Saunderson. Doesn't connect. Good chop there by Dysek. And there'll be no reset. Frankie was winding up for the chop, but thought better of it. Now here comes Dyzik up the floor.
Obviously I could be wrong here, but I can't really. I don't know if I've ever really seen a player wear the number 1.
Joe Walters wore 1. I believe there is someone in the tournament maybe wearing 0 that's not a goaltender. No, that's not true. That's a career choice.
That's a move.
Yeah. DiGirolamo. Christian Del Bianco was the guy wearing 0. That's what it was. But he's a goalie.
A little more understandable there.
There's Bowen. Late man is Needham. Time in room. Won't shoot it. Tucks it. Good cross check there by Cullen. Bowen around the horn. Spins back. Has McIntyre in the middle who gets it. 5 on the shot clock. Needham. And good defense there by Sokolowski. And then the shot right on Chiliano. And Chiliano will come near side to Patrick Thompson. 7+ gone here in the third. Good stick check there by Williamson. Ball loose. Williamson couldn't scoop it up. And it'll be picked up there by Murphy. Shot there. Toyaka. And Hebert again with the save. Up ahead. McIntyre had it in a stick and then took his eyes off it. And Chiliano will outlet it near side to Brandon Murphy.
You can see the smile on his face, too. He knew that was a clean look. But the way he's been scoring, you can pretty much guarantee that could have found the back of the net. But like you said, just took his eye off it at the last second.
Burton couldn't have placed it any better in his stick. Remember, kids, if you can touch it, you can catch it. Brett Craig battling. 5 on the shot clock. Craig picks it up. The big man's already got 1. And Sonich out of the bench on his wrong side will just jog through the middle. Brett Craig will give to Needham and stay in play here. Needham. Oh, crow hopped and forgot how to land. Sonicson. Christensen. Craig one-timer. Saves Chiliano. Loose ball. Bergloff finds it. Fresh 30 here for the Miners.
Well, they certainly love that one-timer. They've gone to it plenty of times throughout this game, and it almost worked again that time.
Sonicson. Backdoor look. Needham. Shot. Save Chiliano. Loose ball in the corner. Dyzik's there for standing Buffalo, and Needham will get called for a loose ball push. And give it off to Aaron Walker.
This is getting a little chippy. McIntyre's having a conversation with Cleland the entire way to the bench. Of course, we saw John Lintz share some words with an opponent a few minutes ago.
I think McIntyre and Cleland were arguing over who was taller.
You might hear about that one.
I might. Sorry, little guys. Murphy, Boyenko, shot, save Hebert. And he's looked stellar in his first game in the tournament. He backed up Cam McLeod yesterday, who had a .844 save percentage, 7.12 goals against. Here's Bowen. Needham. Christensen. Inside McIntyre, pass too high. That's not a small guy joke. Chiliano. Quickly up ahead. Thompson running. Tucks it, tries to get underneath. Good defense there by McFadden. And the Fighting Sioux aren't going to go away. They're going to keep coming at you. Hasn't been their game, but still showing a lot of heart here in the third with 10 minutes to go. Pass near side to Reed Murphy. Collects it off the boards, and then as he's falling, Brett Craig makes the stick check, and then he just kicks it to the end boards and wants to let the shot clock die down. Under 10, smart play there. Give everybody some water.
Very smart play. Dare I say a veteran play?
You can say that. What else do you want to say, Tino? Not now. I got to talk about our boys over at CoolBet. Embrace the unexpected with CoolBet, the official sportsbook of the 2024 President's Cup. Check out the upcoming games for the Prezi at CoolBet.com and dive into the action today with the best odds in lacrosse. Don't forget, gambling can be addictive, just like the sport of lacrosse. So at CoolBet, we always say stay cool, bet responsibly. before every game. We'll give you the updated lines so you can make any last-minute parlays. And here's a look for that one goal from Toporowski. And they say no goal, but I kind of liked it. As Hebert kind of got stuck behind the cage.
Oh.
You got to give it to the kid.
Battling with the goaltender as well.
You know, when you have a defender following you, that's one thing. You get the goalies falling on top of you, that's another. And they just kind of, oh, I've fallen.
Oh, I've fallen. My hands have accidentally been placed on the back of your head. Whoops.
The best is when they fall and they can't get up.
He's holding me.
Yeah. So 9:43 remaining. Shot 64-29. Still looking to get to that 70 shot plateau. We got to 67 yesterday in the late game. And during that water timeout, Kyle Cooley, the defensive coach for the Fighting Sioux, just kind of bringing his troops together. Just trying to keep them positive. Keep trying to learn all the intricacies here at a high-level Senior B tournament. Jordan McKenzie, power cradles across center. And Christensen might have taken a bit of a chop as he was running off the floor. A little slow to get on the bench. Low pass to Boyenko, can't connect. DiGirolamo running. Fighting Sioux back. Sokorovsky turns his man away. And now McIntyre. Working on a 4-goal night. Morning. Bowen, 10 on the shot clock. To McIntyre. Tucks underneath. Flips it back. Christensen. Couldn't handle it. And loose ball picked up there by Patrick Thompson. Thompson goes bench side. Finds Reed Murphy. Reed Murphy wears 37. Brandon Murphy, the lefty, wears 9. Nice little pick and roll. Murphy, shot sails high. Loose ball. Shot saved right there by Hebert. That was off Adam Saunders. Adam Saunders wears 22. Matt Saunders wears 4. And we got a penalty coming here to Brett Craig. And the Fighting Sioux will head to their 4th power play of the morning.
And a tough one as well. Brett Craig, one of the go-to penalty killers for this Miners team. And again, the chippiness here just continues. Tyler Burton getting a little bit of payback from his collision earlier this period with a heavy hit right before the Brett Craig slashing penalty. But at this point here for the Sioux, I mean, like you said, it hasn't been their game thus far, but any momentum you can string together here, even if it is on the power play, is a positive thing to be able to take into their game coming up later on. So still, despite this one getting a little bit out of hand, you still want to have a good showing on the power play to try to get things going a little bit in your favor.
Miners cause a turnover. Burton gets across center. Adam Yeo just making sure nobody hangs out in the offensive zone. Saunderson goes far side to Needham. 8 on the shot clock. Saunderson. Shot kicked aside by Chiliano. Can Saunderson get there? He does. Can he win the ball? He does. And Frankie comes out with a big hit. And Saunderson knocked him off his base, but nice job there by Chiliano as the Fighting Sioux will get back to work on the power play. Toporowski. 1-2 with Saunders. Thompson, Boyenko. Saunders double clutched and dropped it. 5 on the shot clock. Thompson, shot, missed. Loose ball, gonna bounce towards center. Spencer Milne has it. He's got Christensen off the bench, won't force it. And I think we might see a lot of that from the Miners here in the last 7 minutes of regulation.
Yeah, again, it's about staying healthy at this point for the Miners. You just kind of want to get out of here, keep things going in your favor. Sorry, Teddy.
It's all right, man. When was the last time we called a game?
I don't think we've ever called a game together.
Oh, God. Someone get a picture.
Making history.
Oh.
Look at us, huh? Who would have thought?
Who would have thunk? Here come the Fighting Sioux. Still with 5 seconds on the power play here. Late man, heavy shot, blocked by Lintz. Got a man up ahead, it's Brett Craig, but Lintz is backtracking, loses his footing, wanted a call, and it'll roll to McFadden on the good side of center. McFadden to McIntyre, who says, we're going to slow things down here. Late man is Needham. McIntyre. Needham flashes. McIntyre won't throw it. Now to Brett Craig. Craig late in the 30. Needham steps to the middle of the floor. Shot on target. Saves Chiliano. And he'll outlet it to Drew Dyzik.
Matt Saunders making sure to get a good workout with the head of his stick. I know he uses one from the fine folks, the Good Stick Co. Getting a couple whacks in there on McIntyre.
And a moving screen called on standing Buffalo. Unforced error gives the possession back to the Miners. Williamson. Jake Bowen. McIntyre. And Edmonton just making sure they use all the 30 with each of their possessions. The jump shot from McIntyre goes awry. And then a little late shot there from Bergloff causes the interference, and possession will go back to the Miners. Sorry, to the Fighting Sioux. Reed Murphy. Gets a pick from Toporowski. Roll back, Toporowski, far side. Saunders inside, Toporowski couldn't get his hands free. He's going for a bit of a highlight reel shot there, but turned aside by the Miners D. Up ahead, Brett Craig. Craig will give it to Needham and head off the floor. Christensen, pump fake, gives it off to Bowen. And then Kinnear try to feed inside to Bowen cutting. And then he'll float it to the far corner as the shot clock winds down. And it's pretty obvious. The Miners have no regard to really run the score up here in the Fighting Sioux.
Yeah, a little less to the middle than what we've seen throughout this game. A lot of perimeter work, some outside shots.
Boyenko, Toporowski. Boyenko driving on Spencer Milne. Gets the middle of the floor, shot, save, Hebert. And I know Brett McIntyre leads all scorers with 4, but you got to give Matty Hebert tip of the cap. Made 32 saves on 33 shots. One of the better goaltending performances we've seen in this tournament after we saw Chase Martin and Goa Abrams steal the show for the Arrows yesterday. Inside feed. Oh, and a nice save by Chiliano. Bergloff couldn't find the loose ball. And now the Fighting Sioux will push ahead. And a chance in tight, and again, Hebert with a great save, this time on Aiden Toyaka.
And the hands to be able to receive that pass. It was a well-placed pass by Cleland, but with a defender on his back, being able to get your hands on it, maintain it with one hand on your stick, still get a shot off while falling, that was impressive.
Bowen. Shot clock winds to 10. Bowen tucks it. Back pedals. Spins off a man. Inside feed. McIntyre, he's got 5. Off-ball cut from Brett McIntyre. And when he played with Colorado a few years ago, he was outstanding in the minutes that he played. Just a small, diminutive player, works incredibly well off ball. And I know I joked about him and Colin being little guys, but little guys are some of my favorite guys in the whole world. They do so much work and take such a pounding that you got to give them all the credit for what they do. And McIntyre's having a great game here. He's got 5. He's got a third of the goals for the Miners.
You know what I've always found about the undersized players is they're always like the pests on the team. Yep. They're the guys that you never want to score.
It's because they never stop.
And then they still score in your face anyways.
Yeah, you get mad at them. Like, dude, just give me a shift off. Let me catch my breath. Stop running. Here's Reed Murphy. Double teamed by Lintz comes. Loose ball. Lintz still battling with Murphy, and he'll finally grab it as the shot clock winds down. And a little early on the reset there with 2:05 remaining.
I think they prefer short kings.
I'll give it to him. Here's Sonnichsen. Sonnichsen just kind of fighting himself here, battling for this loose ball against Cleland. Gets knocked to the turf, still has it. Flips it to Bergloff with 8 on the shot clock. Bergloff, one more to Needham. And he couldn't handle the hot potato. 95 remaining in regulation. And a little lackadaisical there from Cleland, but fortuitously bounced to Patrick Thompson. 68 shots now for the Miners, a tournament high. Thompson takes a couple chops from Yo. Near side, Sandis the Swiss flips it. Thompson, shot goes wide. And Brett Craig will grab it. 65 remaining in regulation, and I think Brett Craig might just stand right there.
Folks who took the over, a little upset right now.
Oh, yeah, they are. It was set at 17. We're sitting on 16. Unders are real happy. Craig and Hawkins just play back and forth, and Craig will ice it in the corner. And going back for it in his own zone is Aaron Walker. And we are under 30 to play. Shot clock is off. Ball loose in the corner. Brett Craig will find it for the Miners. And this will pretty much do it. And they'll be able to clear center. And they'll improve to 1-1. Standing Buffalo will fall to 0-2 in their first President's Cup. And as this game winds down, we will get you our MVPs after the fact. And like we said, as well of a game as Brett McIntyre had with 5, I think you got to tip your cap to Matt Hebert, who was absolutely fantastic in between the pipes here for the Miners.
It's weird to say that this was a strong goaltending performance when it's a 15-1 game, but I mean, Chiliano, I thought, had a pretty strong start to this game. When he did have to come back into the game due to the injury, I thought that he had a pretty strong showing for his own right. Like, it almost seemed like he got a little bit better as the game progressed. He kind of needed that breather in between. But you're exactly right. Hebert was steady Eddie, made the saves he was supposed to make, made a few miraculous ones, especially in the early stages as well. Pretty pleased with the goaltending performances.
Well, for Standing Buffalo, a lesson in lacrosse, never lose, always learn. And they got a bit of a learning lesson here today from the Edmonton Miners that they just got to, fine-tune some things and clean some things up. Obviously, Chiliano didn't have a great start behind his defense. Teddy Uzichapie came in and unfortunately took a shot off the collarbone. Hopefully he's going to be okay. And then when Frankie came back in, he was solid as you always expect him to be, but just too much too soon here for the Miners against Standing Buffalo. And they take it running away, winning by 14. Currently, 9:53 here in Ladner. Next game in just over an hour's time. Snake Island taking on Victoria, followed by Six Nations in Allegheny. Then Victoria and Standing Buffalo will play at 5. And the nightcap, Ladner will take on the Edmonton Miners. So we'll wait for our MVPs and get you on your way here in the morning, as both teams shake hands with each other and the officials.
Looks like the sound system is working a little better now as well.
So far.
We'll see when it matters, though.
And Kyle Cooling just handing in his MVP form, as it is the opposing teams that pick the MVPs. As Dave Pym shares some words with Matt Christensen. Mentioned this yesterday, but great to see Dave Pym back around the lacrosse world and just smiling like he always does. And we'll get ready to send it down to the PA announcer, who will announce our game MVPs and get you out of here on an early Monday morning from the Ladner Leisure Center. Aaron Walker is your MVP for Standing Buffalo. Great game defensively. And worked for a full 60-minute shift. Gets himself a t-shirt and a water bottle and a picture. And then, is it going to be McIntyre or is it going to be Hebert? It is Brett McIntyre. The old guys always get the love.
People love their goals.
People love their goals. Brett McIntyre with a 5 spot here tonight. He'll get a shirt and a water bottle and a picture. And then both MVPs will get together for one more. And that'll do it. So the Edmonton Miners improved to 1-0 with a 15-1 victory over Standing Buffalo, who fall to 0-2. And we will get you out of here. For our entire crew at BC Sports TV, thanks for tuning in. Next game in an hour's time right here on the YouTube channel. For Georgie, for Tino, for myself, Teddy Jenner, we'll talk to you soon. 2024 Day 2 of the President's Cup is underway.